So I think, first of all, just ballads as a form, right, are a mixed form. On a very basic level, they're three parts, right? They're paper, the ballad itself, right, the words, and the song or the tune. And that I think early moderns were pretty comfortable with the fact that those three could move around separately from each other, right? That was widely acknowledged as an aspect of ballads, such that if you purchased a printed ballad, you would not only have the text of the ballad, but you would have the tune of blah, blah, blah at the top, right, where whatever the tune was. And that was something that you were expected to actually bring with you in order to interact with the ballad, right? You were probably expected to know this tune. You'd probably sung this tune with other ballad lyrics before. And then, of course, there's sort of the separate piece of the ballad as sort of a paper entity, right? Which can take on a life of its own, which can become wallpaper, right? Which includes things like woodcuts, all of that. And I think that's a pretty comfortable place, I think, for early moderns, right, to acknowledge that the ballad form is an interlocking composite form, right? So I think if we just look at that, I'm not sure that that's necessarily an anxious thing, although maybe it could be. But I do think when we start thinking about Ophelia taking the composite and then further compositing it, if you will, right? That she then splices bits of ballads together with other ballads. So it's almost like this is ballads to the ballad power at this point. And I think that's when, I think just on a basic level, maybe it becomes something like looking into the abyss, right? Sort of how much fragmentation and multiplication can we think about before it sort of boggles the mind?